How's it going, card gamers? It's Optima, back with a brand new video, and in today's video we'll be focusing on defeating the meta giant that is Morgana Galio Elder Dragon. Unless you've been living under a rock, in Runeterra post-Worlds this deck has taken the meta completely by storm. It's not only posting an insanely high win rate, but it's also sustaining an astronomically high play rate as well. This deck is undeniably formidable, and it's also quite frustrating to face off against when you consider all the curses it plays and how well they synergize with their overall strategy. Finding a deck that defeats this deck consistently while also doing well into the other stuff floating around in the meta is no easy task. However, that's exactly what we accomplish in today's video with none other than Discard Aggro. This particular build of Discard Aggro is going to use the face of Discard Aggro in Jinx, but also another fun synergizing discard champion in Sion. We utilize these two to create a deadly combo that allows us to decimate opponents' nexuses before they're able to get their strategies going. We also are able to sidestep the annoyance that are curses with the strong on-play effect of Augmented Experimentor. So if that sounds like your kind of deck, or if you just want to utilize a leveled Sion to bash your opponent's nexus and then do it again the next turn when he comes back from the dead, or if you just want to throw rockets all over your opponent and also burn their nexus to a crisp with level Jinx, then I think I have the deck for you. So make sure to stick around for the full video. Let's hop right in. Alright everyone, so I just want to give you a brief rundown on how exactly to pilot this deck and what you should be prioritizing turn in and turn out, especially the mulligan, just so you guys don't go out there and try to play the deck yourself and think, oh, it's a simple deck. It should be super simple. I discard some things and then I have a level Jinx and I win. It doesn't quite work that way, especially in the more tougher matchups to navigate. You do still need to be kind of on your toes and know when exactly to approach things. And one of the main things is you just don't just throw your Jinx out there on turn 4 and expect that to go well. So let me give you guys just a little bit of further insight so that you have a better idea of how exactly you should be approaching this deck, so that hopefully testing it out yourself goes a little bit better than it would otherwise. So just bear with me for one moment, then we'll hop right into those games. Just to get us rolling though, you're going to see a lot of the typical discard package in Jury Rig, Reborn Grenadier, Zaunite Urchin, Fallen Rider, Flame Chompers, Great Physician, and even some Treasures, as well as Rummage. Those are all fantastic cards that you should pretty much see in any discard deck that actually is trying to be a good discard deck. So no surprise there. We did actually forego Boom Baboon, which is a card that I'm sure you guys are familiar with, the Yelling Monkey that gives you a Flame Chompers. I think with its nerf from a 3-1 to a 2-1 as a 2-mana unit was just a little too steep, and now it's just a little bit too kind of tempo negative when it comes to discard aggro, especially in this metagame where you got super push champions like Mordekaiser, Morgana, just a lot of things that are working against aggro decks being viable in the current meta. So you really do have to kind of prioritize getting as much damage in quickly, and playing a 2-mana 2-1 that gives you a 0-2, even if it does have Challenger, it just really isn't that good. That card works better in some of the Bandle City Jinx decks, but for us in Noxus, we can't really take that slow of an approach to getting things rolling, especially in the early game. So that's why you don't see Boom Baboon. As far as the cards that are worth kind of talking a little further about, I would just start with the One of Stylish Shot since it's the first thing you see here. I actually really like this card as a tech option in Discard Aggro. I think it actually works pretty fantastic. There's so many times where you don't mind using all your mana on an early turn, like turn 4, turn 3, and you're going for a hefty swing, and being able to throw this out there and not only get that extra 1 bit of damage, but then get it back because you hit the Nexus, so you have more, you continually have that for the next turn, and even using it as a discard option if you do already get a little bit of value out of it and you're like, all right, now I just need to discard something, I don't have great options. Being able to discard it as a card that recreates itself is really strong. And once again, it being only 1 mana is also really solid for not messing up the flow of your game plan later on when you're trying to level Jinx and you just need to get the cards out of your hand. It's only 1 mana, it's going to be super simple and cheap to get this card out of your hand. So I'm actually really high on Stylish Shot as a one of in Discard Aggro. The next most important thing I would say is just going to be the burn in the deck, because obviously most aggro decks have a little bit of burn at the end of it so that they can finish out their game plan, since generally a lot of decks go bigger than them. Ours are obviously Mystic Shot and Blowback, and then Jinx creating her own Get Excited. When it comes to these options, Get Excited, yeah. Anyways, when it comes to these options, they could really mess up the flow of your early game plan, unfortunately. I found when I was initially making this deck and that's why the win rate isn't even higher than it is currently. I found myself running into so many scenarios where I overdrew on blowbacks, even with just 2 of them. It does need to stay as a 2 of, but especially with 3, you're gonna overdraw this card, and it's gonna feel terrible because you're gonna then have to start discarding a bunch of blowbacks, and that's not the point of the card. It's not there to be discarded. But if you have no other options and it's messing up the flow of the discard, get units down and actually do your initial damage tacking and then transition into the burn, it's gonna really mess with the flow. So I like it a lot more at 2 rather than having it as a 3 of. And then same thing with Mystic Shot. This one took me a lot longer to be willing to go down to 2 on, because I'm so used to discard aggro being able to easily throw as much Mystic Shots as it wants to in. But this deck is so needed for this deck to be able to put down as much early pressure as possible and really just kind of throw units out there after unit after unit after unit through the strength of the discard game plan. However, if you overdraw the Mystic Shots, you're going to run into that same issue. It was happening way too much where I had multiple Mystic Shots in the early game, and I didn't have solid ways of getting rid of them while still keeping the tempo of my discard game plan. So I really like Mystic Shot as a 2 of as well. I also like Vision as a 2 of. Vision comes through super clutch for making your attacks really, really strong. There's a lot of very slow decks still in the meta, and Vision beefs up the board. Now everything's attacking with 1 more health. It really does help Jury Rig feel like an actual unit as well, not just hitting as a 1/1, but getting that extra getting 2 damage in is so much more significant for Jury Rig. So yeah, I really like Vision in the deck as an option, and it actually works really well with Grave Physician too. I like being able to use Grave Physician on Vision, so that then you're getting rid of a spell, but then getting back a unit. It just really keeps that tempo and everything flowing real nicely. So I like that a lot. Last notable thing is just going to be the 1 of, three last notable things is going to be first the 1 of Parts Made Whole. This is a very key card because so many times your opponent is just going to find some crazy way to kill your level Jinx. However they do it, even if you're playing her super safely and get her down in a fantastic scenario, they're going to find a way to kill her. And even if they don't kill her, you're just going to run out of cards considering you're discarding so many of your cards. So Parts Made Whole is a really solid tech option to just kind of, oh, I'm so low on cards, let me just discard something since I already have synergy in my deck with discard, but then get 2 cards back. It's like a pseudo rummage, since like rummage is obviously still like the preferred way, but you don't always want to discard 2 cards when it comes to rummage. Sometimes you only want to discard 1. So there is times where Parts Made Whole is a much better option for the scenario you're in, because you just don't have 2 cards to discard, but you do need to draw 2 rather than just drawing 1, because sometimes drawing 1 card is pretty insignificant. That's why we see cards like Glimpse Beyond and all these other cards that draw 2 in so many decks, because it's really a significant amount to draw. And then obviously the MVP of this deck, aside from the champions themselves, has to be Augmented Experimenter, because this card is as anti-meta as it gets. When your opponent drops down that Mage Seeker Inquisitor, when they drop down that Morgana and they're spending all this time trying to make your hand feel clunky and terrible as possible and make you unable to interact with the board in a meaningful way, you wait till turn 6, you drop that Augmented Experimenter, and then you laugh in their face. I love Augmented Experimenter in the current meta, and that is why he's a 3 of in this deck. He is so important for playing against the Morgana Galio deck. Unfortunately, people aren't playing it as much as they just were just a couple of days ago, which is really odd. I tried my absolute best to get you guys some games against that deck, and I played maybe like 25 plus games, and I'm not running into it anymore. I don't know what's happening. I have to get to high masters in order to run into it, I guess. But either way, Augmented Experimenter, fantastic option against it, and even really good, obviously, into some of the other decks that are using the curses, such as Morgana Mordekaiser. Some of these other decks also using those strategies. They definitely also don't like seeing Augmented Experimenter. And honestly, I was just low on this card as a whole. It's just a good card right now. I kind of was downplaying how good it feels in even non-curse matchups, but it does feel really solid and even in those. And then the last notable but very important thing here is Sion only as a 2 of. You don't have him as a 3 of because there's going to be way too many scenarios where you run out of discard, and then this is a clunky 7 mana card that is just stuck in your hand when you're focused on trying to level your Jinx in a very key scenario, and you just can't get this clunky 7 mana unit out your hand. Obviously Sion's fantastic for when it's turn 7 and he's ready. There's going to be plenty of games where you're going so fast and you're just ready to level your Jinx, and you don't want to have numerous Scions in your hand, especially if you don't have discard. Because if you could discard, then it's fine, but if you don't have discard, then it's frustrating. But he's a great discard target, giving something overwhelm on Sump Treasure, or even the 4/2s with overwhelm, really fantastic. Fallen Rider, so or even Jinx, especially when she's leveled 5 attack, quick attack with overwhelm, really fantastic. I love Sion in the deck, but he does not. You're drawing so many cards from your deck. He does not need to be a 3 of. Keep him as a 2 of. He'll feel a lot better as a 2 of, and won't mess up once again that tempo and flow that you have in the early game, that you're trying to prioritize in the early game with this deck. So that's kind of the main thing. The other thing I would just keep in mind is just your mulligan is vital with this deck. So when it comes to the mulligan, you really want to have like, oh, I just got rid of one of those. You really want to have 2 discard fodder cards, so like a Reborn Grenadier and a Jury Rig, and then 2 discard enablers, so like a Zonite Urchin and either a Grave Physician or a Rummage or a Sump Treasure, those cards that allow you to then get rid of that discard fodder. That would be the ideal hand, so that's kind of generally what you're trying to prioritize, and you'll see exactly how I go about that in these games that we're about to hop into shortly. So thanks for letting me explain the deck. I hope that provides some solid clarity on how exactly to approach it and why the ratios look the way they do. Hope you guys enjoy these games, and thanks again for watching the video. Let's hop in. Alright, let's hop into our next game and hopefully face something just a tad bit more meta. No, obviously no offense to the deck we just faced. It seemed pretty decent, just more focused on its own game plan than focused on interacting with ours. And that's what this meta is about. There's a lot of decks that interact with your game plan a lot, so I want to see a little bit more of those. So anyways, we're going to get into a game. Let's see what we go up against. Okay, we're going to get Annie Jin. I always feel pretty confident facing this deck. And I wouldn't say that's because the deck sucks. I would just say people either don't build it well or they don't play it well. The amount of times I've played against Annie Jin players who use their stun units defensively is like pretty sad. Unless I'm attacking with a lifesteal unit, I feel like that's more often than not a wrong play. But anyways, I like the opening hand, so I did keep it all. Zonite Urchin into Jury Rig is so strong in this matchup. You can just attack with both. He's not going to block. See what his 2-drop is. It's gonna be the Sunhawk. I feel like this isn't a bad play. It stops the Sunhawk from having just a free attack here, and he kind of still has to go for it. Alright, he says no. I'll take it. We'll just summon another. We're drawing really good. Really good. That's pretty undeniable. We'll attack with everything but the 1/1. I don't want any super easy traits here. Get a Mystic Shot, I like that. Probably gonna immediately activate the Mana Salt Student, so removing it won't make a lot of sense. Actually, no, we don't see that. Yeah, I'll right away kill Annie. We don't block that well, just don't want to see it. Then we will see stun. Okay. Well, now he can't do anything about Jinx, so I will just slap her down. Oh, don't like to see that. But it's fine. It's fine. Not ideal, but it's fine. We'll just save the damage. Only way we lose, obviously, in this matchup is to just letting too much damage come down. So we'll save the damage. I feel like leveling Jinx here is really good, but not an end-all be-all. Because I could drop this and then level Jinx. Is that what I should do? I feel like I should. I just really like actually having this as well. I'm gonna say no to that. Yeah, I'm gonna say no to that. I don't think leveling Jinx should be our main priority here. Having units is pretty important as well. So we'll prioritize getting this damage in. And that we can stop, which is once again why I like this play. So now my Jinx doesn't die. and he has no way to easily deal 1 damage. The pirouette's an option, but it's not an easy option. He's losing most of his board here. Is that pirouette? Oh my god. Okay. We're just drawing all our pirouettes here. Hopefully we draw into 2nd Jinx or Sion. There's Sion. Just a little unideal in the way that we're getting him here, but we'll take it still. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's like he should grab that. He should have attacked with that too. I'm not sure why he's not attacking. So not ideal, definitely pretty frustrating, but that's a really good draw. Double pirouette, man! What? Huh? Who? How?
The answer is here somewhere.
That's fine.
What science without a little risk? Come out and die!
Yeah, we just went to this. And that, we went on the... He has to do that, because then we'll just get the free attack and win. Either way we win, but doesn't this just ensure we win? Oh, he must have stun. You got triple pirouette? Oh, no? You just let us go for this? When you could've... What? Huh? Huh? What? Why did he... The 3-3 definitely made more sense. Either way, he was gonna lose because of blowback, but at least he gave himself a chance to only lose to burn. I don't really get that one. Can't say I understand that one, but we'll take it. Queuing up again, looking for another deck so that we can wreck. Alright, we do get a matchup, and let's see what we're up against. I'm really hoping for Morgana. Okay, we get Morgana Mordekaiser at least. I'm really hoping for Morgana Galio Elder Dragon. I really want to face that deck to showcase what we can do against it, but this isn't a bad constellation. I think Zoned Urchin's just really strong in this matchup. I kind of want to keep it. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. It'll suck if we get too much discard, but yeah, and that's too much discard, but I feel like it's really strong. Being able to get rid of the discard fodder for really cheap. Yeah, and then we draw a second Reborn Grenadier. 5 on 1 is so good. Didn't draw into the 1 mana unit that lets you play 2 0 attack units. Thankfully didn't draw into that. Oh, okay, we got a pretty strong play here too. Especially if we get another discard fodder. That is not another discard fodder. Alright, what we can do though is we can rummage away the rummage. If I could have just had that card last turn. Can he kill these? He could probably kill one of them. Oh no, none of them. Yeesh. We just won. Didn't we just win unless he has healing? Will he have healing? I know people have been randomly playing healing in this.
No one is beyond my reach.
Okay, that's annoying.
No.
That's super annoying. I hate this card so I hate this card. Let me not say I hate this card. I do hate this dude's face. Look at this guy's face. Look at this guy's face. What a dweeb. Had to censor myself there. What a loser. Yeah. So I do hate the way this card looks, but it's mainly just this. I hate this card. What a burning passion. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. Alright, so he's gonna need healing this turn. And I don't really have a reason to, yeah, just throw Jinx out right away. No reason to do that. No real reason to do that. Do.
I have found
There's the Morgana.
Immortality.
We could go Jinx now.
Dance for Jinx? Sure. Help
and just win, right? Yeah, I like making him think there's a way to live.
Such petty defiance.
So he probably does that. But then we're just gonna drop this and win. Show me that card. Nice. Should I stop it? Nah, we'll just do that. That should just be game. Nice and easy. Love to see it. Alright, well that was insanely quick and easy. When your opponent just doesn't do anything for the first couple of turns. That's how it could go sometimes. Love to see it. Love to see it. This is what these Morgana, unfortunately, especially these Mage Seeker players. Morgana actually is drippy. Mage Seeker, this is what they deserve. Stop playing that card. No drip. He's a dweeb. And it's just so terrible to play against. I'm sorry. I hate that card so much. Get it out of here. We will feel good and be a little toxic every time we run into it, because that card's inherently toxic, so it's well deserved if you play it. Stop playing that card. It's the worst. Anyways, we'll take it. Let's move on. Okay. I'm really hoping we can run into Morgana, Elder Dragon, Galio. I know I keep saying it, but it's just I'm so keen on trying to actually play against the deck that this was meant to face off against. So I'm hoping we can, I'm hoping we could get that matchup. I may have to just stop recording until we can run into it. But maybe this will be the one. We do get a game now. Ah, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? Galio Udyr? I know what this is, but why are we facing this, man? Alright, we'll see what we can do against this.
Death is transient, as long as the body holds blood.
Nothing we could do about that. Sad, sad, sad. I think it's this.
Interesting.
It's fine. Now we could trade into both. They'll probably try to buff them though.
Every mage must
That card is so viciously annoying. It's actually insane how annoying that card is. And I literally can't summon anything because then he just gets a better trade. No, I still have to. Because he's probably grabbing this either way.
The wheel of war turns ever onward. This will hurt him.
Yeah. Yay! All the cool decks in the meta are now just Mage Seeker Yodowski dog decks. Oh my god, we are so down bad. This is not it. This is not it. I'm going all in.
Let me see.
All in, baby. That's fine. It's what it is.
Still the bleeding.
Probably may have to augment it just to do something this next turn. Yeah, I really don't want this getting another hit in. And I also want to be able to kill that though. Yeah, I think that's the most important. Hopefully we just redraw Sion. We really do have to redraw him though. He may buff. May see the buff here. We do see the buff.
What science without political risk?
Okay, we didn't redraw him. Pretty unfortunate. Do it like that.
So many questions.
We could get like Jinx or something here soon. May not be out of the water. Okay. We do get Jinx, but I don't have great ways of just summoning her without running right into something I don't want to though. And just throwing her out, it may just actually just be letting her die. Cause yeah, I could do this. I don't think we let her die. Yeah. Force him to use that. I'm not against it. We don't lose to this board. Okay, now that's a little scary. So unfortunately, I have to drop that. Only one that blocks it is that, but it does win that trade, unfortunately. Live on 2? Nah, we have to. Have to block that.
The answer is here somewhere. Immerse yourself in the unknown.
Ah, I hate that we got Sion and Jinx together. That's a bit feels bad. So yeah, we'll have to see if we can survive here. It may not be Sion. Actually, what? Actually, I think it is. I think it is. Yeah, Sion into Vision.
Did this transient
Extra damage. Get another unit down. Just gonna have to give the 0-5 up. Okay, goes for that instead. That's fine. What's that? Alright, we don't die here. Unless... yeah, we don't die here. Nice, and that's really good. As far as getting more blockers. Yeah, we don't die here at all.
yes, you could do.
No, 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 no. Oh, that feels so bad. That feels so bad. Oh, if I would have just not blocked the dog. I was not thinking about that being the last card in his hand, though. Oh, I wasn't thinking about it. That was a fun one, though. I'll take that game. Okay, so we are merely trying to find a game against Galio. Let's hope this is it. And no, it's gonna be against, interesting. Mono Mordecai's there? Curious what this is. Very curious what this is, but I guess we'll find out. Let's see what our opponent brought to the table. I assume that's gonna be pretty good. Oh, we got some good plays. Really good hand. See if they have Fading Icon. Do you have Fading Icon? No, you don't. Just Century. We will not trade with that. No, thank you. Maybe we should have, because he's going to use it now to hate spike. So yeah, maybe we should have.
Death, ruin, vengeance.
Yeah, we maybe should have traded there. Less hate spike targets, the better. See what he has here. Probably the 4-2. Oh, just a 1-1.
Cease your shrieking. Kill us, we return again and again. Capture chains.
Just the 1-1. So the 1-1 or the 2-1
Cannot harm.
or the Sentry will probably hate spike or Death Scraps.
Bleed and shatter.
It's definitely some kind of spell coming through. Oh wow! Just the way the blocks were presented, I thought it was. That works out for us. Still, yeah. Now I can drop. Jinx pretty comfortably because I got Mystic Shot backup. All right. Well, if he's gonna do that, then yeah, we're in the clear here. I will trade this if he attacks. Yeah, we'll trade that. Now we know we don't. There's no 1 mana anything that we can really be we should really be afraid of. So, and we can level Jinx at fast speed. Oh wow.
Anything else?
And yeah, I don't really have to do this until he shows me something. Just do it like that. Oh wow. What? Bro, what is this deck? Bro, goodness. What was that? What was that, you guys? Goodness. I didn't like that. I knew I wanted something else. My opponent didn't give me enough there. Built a deck that just really couldn't deal with that much. So, a little unfortunate. Okay, so we do finally run into Morgana, Galio, Elder Dragon. So let's see what exactly we can do in this matchup. We didn't draw the best opener. I wanted to keep Jury Rig. I wanted to keep Rummage. That works out so well. Get that out of here. Oh, we still get Suppressor though? I'm surprised that's how that works. Very surprised that's how that works. I don't think you should still get Suppressored if you kill the unit. But at least we learn. At least we learn something new. I almost don't want to pay this. But I know it'd come back to bite us. Yeah, I know it'd come back to bite us. Let's just take our damage. Take the damage while we can. That really shouldn't work like that in my opinion though. You should have to keep the unit alive, especially considering how strong of a card we all know Suppressor is. So do I hold this? Do I just go for the kill on this? No, I don't think it's the kill on that. I'm gonna not do that. I'm going to not do that. And I will just do this. And if you have another suppressor, you have another suppressor thing. Alright, that's all you got. That's all you got. That works. Now he can't grab without dying, so that's fine. Not too worried about that. This is probably correct this turn, yeah. Guess I could have traded with that. Avoided the extra damage, but not too worried about that. And alright, we have a pretty solid play here. Fallen Rider. This may be Morgana. Ooh, it's not Morgana. Nice. Nice. And if he doesn't have any interaction, this is really solid. So let's go for that. I am not using the mouse, so sorry if you guys are hearing those kind of loud laptop clicks. Apologies for that. I forgot to use the mouse. Anyways though, That's going to be such a good swing. Clear his full board. We may see Morgana here this next turn, so it'd be really nice to draw Augmented Experimentor, because then we'll Jinx into Augmented. But we got a lot of burn, so it's just that. Nice. I'm not too worried about that, as long as it doesn't get tough. And it does not get tough. Do we just kill that? Probably not. I can't just drop Jinx into that. That's the one issue here. Just gonna do that. I can't drop Jinx into that. So I'm not really sure how to kind of get around that. Alright, nice. Nice. So now we just hope for no single. Yeah, we just hope for no single. Or the other card, not single combat, but what's that card called? I used it earlier, really early in the game. Gentleman's Duel. See a lot of that. So we could get rid of the Sion. Oh, it sucks so bad that Sion's the card that we drew here. Not a huge fan of that. But you gotta do what you gotta do, honestly. So we just can't obviously get rid of both units at burst at like unit speed. So it's probably this. I just wanted to keep. I think it's this. I think we just naturally drop that because then we're getting the most damage in, which I think is super important. So yeah, I think it's actually that. You drop the Flame Chompers first. Oh, Galio? Oh, that's so good for us. If he doesn't have interaction, that... Oh, no! That makes it go to 4? I didn't think it would go to 4. I thought it would just heal it too. He gives him +3? Oh, forgot he gives him +3. Alright, well, that's annoying. It doesn't really matter if we let this finish or not. I think we just do this, though, before I lose my mind or something, so... Let's just go for it. Pray he doesn't have interaction for our Jinx. And then we should be in the clear. Yeah, he doesn't have any way of... He doesn't have any way of stopping Jinx and the Reborn Grenadier. And yeah. That's how it's done. That is how you counter Galio, Morgana, Elder Dragon. That was what I had been waiting for. I'm so glad you guys stuck with me until we finally faced this deck. Goodness gracious that takes so long, but it felt really good, especially with how nicely that game went. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate the support on my comeback to content. 500 views on the first video back is insane. Let's beat that out. Let's get more than 500 views on this next one. Hopefully we can hit 600 at least. And then let's even get higher than the 24 likes we got. Let's aim for 30. Really appreciate the support nevertheless, though. Hope everyone has a wonderful, and I mean wonderful, rest of their day. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I can't express enough how much I appreciate the support and you guys giving me your viewership at all. See you guys in the next video. This is Optima signing out. For now, peace out. Have a good one.